Welcome to WHITEBOARD Project Management Channel. In this channel, you will learn the tools and techniques used in the project management in a practical way. Prepare your white sheets, grab your cup of coffee, hit subscribe, and let's start the session. When the contract is signed and you have been nominated as a project manager, you start with your initiation process of the project, and you got the project charter where you have been nominated as a project manager. And during your preparation of the project and you start planning of the project, you start with prepare the project team. Here you will need to look for something called resource pool. The resource pool is related to the resources available in the company, the resources required for the project, means human resources, means equipment resources, and whatever. Let's discuss the resource pool meaning of the project. So when you got the contract, as a project manager, you start reading this contract and you have some description, some scope in the contract. From this description, from this scope, you reach to the point where you have the project requirements. Project requirement is the requirement for the project to be completed. Means I have a scope of work to be done. Here I need some people, specialists. I need some machinery. I need some tools. I need some software, special software. Maybe you need a special software for applying the engineering documents. Maybe you need special tools to create this project. Maybe you need special machinery, cars, vehicles, shovels, whatever. You need specialists of the people. So those are all requirements of the project, and those are the project resources. Be careful. The meaning of project resources does not mean only human resource. Human resource means we as humans, the specialists. But project resources are the human resources, the machinery resources, the software resources, the tools, everything required in the project to complete the scope of the project specified in the contract. This is the project resources. Now, you as a project manager had identified the requirement plan, identified the required resources. What is the resource pool? Okay, you have in your company let's say you are as a contractor, you have some available resources in your company. Okay? The resources available in your company could be some software, could be some machinery, could be some specialist of people, and so on and so on. Some of those specialists are already occupied, or some of those resources has been already occupied for another project. So you cannot take those resources because they are allocated to another project in the same time when you require them. You have some other available part of resources, and those resources can be allocated, are free in the time you require this, because the resources could be available during some time and not available during the other time. The allocation could be done, and then everything has been allocated, and the required of other, let's say, specialists which you need to take it from your external resources. The external resources to be allocated, like people from other companies, or you look other companies and you give some work to other people, or hire some people for a specific project and for a specific period of time. Okay. The resource pool means I have the pool here where I have all my available resources, all my resources which I own, and from this I can give the resources, I can feed the project. In another way, let me explain. As a company, you have some projects. Project A, you have project B, and you have, let's say, project C. Okay, you have 3 projects, and you have your resources available here in the company. Only the free resources can be allocated to new project. The good companies has proper planning of their resources, not to be idle. Avoid idle resources. When you are facing idle resources, means you are not in good planning for your company, not for your project, for your company. So the top management has to look for their own resources and make a plan for the resources to make it productive. Imagine airline companies bought so many aircrafts, and the aircrafts spend most of their time in the airport. The company loses because they don't have income from those aircrafts. So the airline companies plan to leave the aircrafts on the ground as minimum time to make them more profitable when they are traveling. Because when they are traveling, they are taking passengers, means they get the income. Same for the companies, the resources not to be idle. Each resource must be idle for some time, but if you take one resource, a good plan is when you put this resource, let's say a minimum of 90% occupied and 10% only as a buffer time for this resource. In another way, if you have a software which can be used once, one day a month, means you need to look for either renting this resource or not buying this license anymore, but hiring it from another company, or you buy it, you decide to buy it, but you learn some people to work on this software and hire those people to make some additional work for other companies. Also, people, if they sit on the desk and waiting for their work, means there is something wrong. If you have a specialist which you are hiring in your company, and this specialist has a minimum part of work, means you need to plan this specialist or sell this specialist for other companies during his idle time. The good companies plan their resource pool not to be idle. Once they are occupied, reaching to the 90%, the companies can extend their resources. The resource pool can be extended. So the pool, the meaning of the resource pool means we have a pool where we have all the resources, and we need the resources to keep them occupied, to make the return, make the benefit for the company, because the company pays for each of those individual resources. Thank you for watching, and I hope that I have explained at least the meaning of resource pool for the project and resource pool for the company. Thank you, and I will see you in the next episode.